Most people think discipline is a cage, a set of rules, a loss of freedom. But here's what no one told me. Discipline isn't the opposite of freedom. It's the path to it. Think about it. Do whatever you want, whenever you want, sounds like freedom. Until you realize it's how we become slaves to impulses. Scrolling endlessly, skipping workouts, giving in to just 5 more minutes. That's not freedom. That's being controlled by comfort. True freedom is doing what needs to be done, even when it's hard. Because here's the truth that changed everything for me. Without discipline, motivation is just noise. It may sound good, but it won't take you anywhere. And for years, that was me. Stuck, knowing exactly what I needed to do, but never doing it. Let me take you back to that loop. The cycle I couldn't break until everything changed. So here's where I used to be. I'd stay up past midnight, promising I'd start fresh tomorrow. Then tomorrow came and I'd hit snooze. Again and again. My days a blur of distractions. TikTok, YouTube, quick hits of dopamine that felt like relief, but left me empty. I knew what I should be doing. I knew it every single day, but I couldn't make myself do it. And every time I failed, I blamed myself. What's wrong with me? Why can't I just be consistent like everyone else? The more I failed, the lower my self-respect dropped. And when your self-respect drops, so does your ability to try again. I wasn't lazy. I was stuck in a loop I didn't understand. Psychology has a name for it: ego depletion. Willpower is not infinite. The more you rely on it, the more it drains. And then there's the trap we all fall into: instant gratification. The more I reached for the easy hit, the weaker my internal strength became. I wasn't just wasting time. I was trading my future for comfort. But one day, something shifted. Not because I suddenly got motivated, but because I asked myself a different question. And that changed everything. I used to believe I needed to feel ready to take action. I waited for motivation, for the right mood. I told myself, I'll do it when I feel inspired. But inspiration rarely came, and even when it did, it vanished just as quickly. Until one quiet morning, something changed. I was sitting on the edge of my bed, phone in hand, ready to scroll. Tired, unmotivated, empty. But instead of asking, do I feel like doing anything today? I asked a new question, one that shook me. What would my disciplined self do right now? Not my lazy self, not my tired self, my future self, the version I wanted to become. And the answer was simple. He'd make the bed. Not because it was impressive, but because it was done. That tiny act gave me a spark of self-respect. For once, I didn't break a promise to myself. The next day I made the bed again. Then I added something new. Read 1 page of a book. Just 1 page. Not a whole chapter. Not a whole habit. Just 1 page. I didn't force massive change. I planted small roots. After 7 days, those tiny actions started to feel like anchors. After 30 days, something strange happened. I stopped waiting to feel like it. I started acting as if I already was that disciplined person. And slowly, I became one. Not through a breakthrough, but through quiet repetition. Discipline didn't make me feel trapped. It made me feel trustworthy to myself. That's when I understood. Discipline isn't a prison. It's a bridge. Not to perfection, but to a life you no longer want to escape from. When people hear discipline, they often picture something harsh, like forcing yourself to do things you hate. But the truth is the opposite. Discipline isn't about punishing who you are. It's about creating who you want to become. Let me explain it simply. Every time you repeat an action, your brain builds stronger connections to make that action easier next time. This is called neuroplasticity. Imagine your brain as a field of grass. The first time you walk through it, it's hard. You're pushing past tall grass. But walk that same path every day, and soon you've created a trail. That's what discipline does. It carves a mental trail for the actions you want to make automatic. So when I chose to make my bed, read a page, show up even when I didn't feel like it, I wasn't just building habits. I was training my brain to become a version of me that follows through. But here's something even more powerful. Every small action of discipline is like casting a vote for your future self. If you want to become someone confident, focused, and strong, you don't wait to feel like that. You act like that in small ways. And every time you follow through, you're telling your brain, this is who I am now. Over time, that identity becomes real. That's why discipline works. Not because it gives you results overnight, but because it reshapes who you are. And when you become someone who trusts themselves, there's no better feeling than that. So if discipline isn't about pressure or perfection, then how do you begin building it into your life? The answer is systems, simple steps, repeatable actions. I'll show you exactly how I started. So you get it now. Discipline works, not by force, but by design. The next question is, how do you start? The answer isn't motivation, it's identity. Most people wait until they feel motivated to take action, but high performers do it differently. They start by deciding, I am a disciplined person, and then they act like it, even if it's uncomfortable, even if it's messy. That became my mindset. I will follow through, even if it's not perfect. This shift from feeling to identity is where real change begins. But identity alone isn't enough. You need a system, a structure so small, you can't fail. That's where I found something powerful, the 2-minute rule. Don't try to meditate for 30 minutes. Just sit still for 2. Don't try to write 3 pages. Just write 1 sentence. Make it so easy you can't say no. Then I combine that with something called habit stacking. Link a new habit to something you already do. For me, after brushing my teeth, I open my journal and write 1 thought. No thinking, no friction, just flow. And the final piece? Remove emotion from the equation. I stopped asking myself, do I feel like doing this today? Instead, I had a plan. A simple morning system. Wake up, make bed, read 1 page, write 1 sentence, no negotiations. Systems don't care how you feel. They run whether you're tired, stressed, or uninspired. And that's the secret. Don't build your habits around your emotions. Build them around your intentions. Start small, repeat often, and let consistency do the heavy lifting. After 1 week, I noticed a shift. After 1 month, I felt stronger. But after a year, I became someone I never thought I could be. 1 year later, I didn't just have better habits, I had a better life. I started sleeping better. I wasn't scrolling at 2 a.m. anymore, I was resting with intention. My eating changed, not because of guilt, but because I valued my energy. I became more focused at work, less anxious. Not because the stress disappeared, but because I had changed. I stopped feeling like a passenger in my own life. For the first time in years, I respected myself. Not for being talented, not for being perfect, but because I could trust myself to show up, even when no one was watching. That's where real confidence comes from. Not from success, but from self-trust. From looking in the mirror and knowing, I keep my promises, I don't quit on me. And in the end, I understood something I'll never forget. Discipline is the language of self-respect. It's how you tell yourself you are worth the effort. Every single day. And if you've ever felt like you're falling behind, or like you're not strong enough to change, let me leave you with one truth that changed my life. Let me say this clearly. Discipline is not punishment. It's not self-hate. It's not perfection. It's love. It's choosing your future self over your current comfort. It's telling yourself you matter enough to try. You don't need a life overhaul. You don't need 100 habits. You just need 1 decision, 1 small action, 1 quiet promise. That today, I will do it, even if it's not perfect. I will show up, even if it's just for 2 minutes. I will not break the promise I made to myself. And when you do it again tomorrow, and the day after that, something incredible happens. You stop doubting who you are, and you start becoming who you were meant to be. That's the power of self-discipline. So now it's your turn. Don't wait for motivation. Don't wait for the perfect plan. Choose 1 action, 1 habit, and do it for 7 days. No excuses, no perfection, just consistency. Then come back here and tell me what changed. You might be surprised by just how powerful 1 small promise can be. And hey, if this message spoke to something inside you, if it made you pause, reflect, or feel even a little more hopeful, don't forget to like this video and subscribe for more content like this. It might seem like a small click, but it helps me reach someone else who might need this message today. Thank you for being here. I'm rooting for you, always.